Okay. In this question, what we have to do is we have to find the matrix that's coded this message, and what we have is only one part of the message, so we've got to try and decode it. We have that underneath the last few we have a space, and we have an R, and then we have an ON. Alright, so what we'll need to do is we'll need to get an inverse matrix, and this is a 2 by 2 system, so we'll have a look at say A, B, C, D, like so. And what we know is that if I match up these, well, the underscore here, or the space here, is going to be a 0, and the R is going to be what is R? 18, I believe. Right, so when I do 0 by 18, well, that should be our output actually. That's our output. So when I have A, B, C, D, we should get an output of 0, 18. Now, what have we put in there? Well, our code that we got put in there, those two that line up with the notice that we have these last two, and then it's the two before that. We had a negative 18 and a negative 18, and we multiplied those together. Now, when we did that, you'll find that you'll get a negative 18 by A plus a negative 18 by C will be equal to 0, and we have negative 18 and negative B subtract negative 18D will be equal to 18. So we have to go ahead and solve this. Okay, so what we have here is this one here. This will imply that we have A is equal to negative C, or C is equal to negative A, say. And also we'll have in here we have 18 and 18, so we're going to have here B plus D is equal to negative 1. Okay. Right, so what we have is D is equal to negative 1 subtract B. Okay. Right, now we're going to use these on the next ones because we have an O and we have an N. Okay. And so what we have to do here is we're going to get an O and an N is going to be a 15 and a 14. So that's what our result should be. Now the code for the last two is a 1 and a 16. So we're multiplying this by our matrix. Now A, of course, is going to be, well, let's just use A. And B is going to be just B. And let's put down here, C is going to be negative A. Okay. And D is going to be negative of 1 plus B. And our result should be a 15 and a 14, like so. Alrighty, now, so what are we going to do with this? Well, what we have with this is that we have 1A minus 16A is going to be minus 15A. Okay, and that's going to be equal to 15. And we're also going to have that B plus negative 16 subtract 16b is going to be equal to 14. Alright, so what we have then is that A is going to be equal to negative 1. We're going to have B here is going to be equal to, let's have a look here, so this is negative 16b here, so B minus 15, B is going to be, so let's have a look here, so that'll be, it's going to be minus 16b, add this is going to be 30 by the look of it. So this implies then that negative 15b, so b is going to be negative 2. Okay. Right, now this means that C, coming back up here, C is negative A, so C is going to be 1. And here B is going to be negative 1 minus B, so it's negative 1 plus 2, which is, looks like that's, actually I want D, don't I? So we want D is equal to negative 1 minus this, so this is going to be 1. So in other words, our inverse matrix is going to be equal to A, which is negative 1, B, which is going to be negative 2, C is 1, and D is 1. Okay? Now all we have to do is multiply each of the coded row matrices by this inverse matrix, and that will yield the uncoded row matrix. Okay? That corresponds to the message.